I'm starting to think I might actually be depressed. Let's talk about the concept of complicated grief, shall we? I'm currently residing in a situation that I have never felt as much stress before in my life. And I feel like I've said that before. I feel like that entire concept is a ridiculous one, in that every time I encounter something that is some large, insurmountable thing, I end up finding a way past it, of course, but it always feels like the end of the world for the duration of the time. This is currently expounded upon by. I was able to finally make a promise come true, or assist in making a promise come true. But it was only a short duration in which that was kept. And now I find myself in a situation that nobody in the family has encountered before, compounded by medical issues and also emotional issues on top of it. Plus the theoretical probability of work issues. So, this is, I think, what could be considered complicated grief. I kind of was expecting to simply open up the audio file and just start screaming about pain and how things were painful constantly right now. But I think it's more useful to document, at least to a certain extent, that I am able to, while also still retaining a small fragment of anonymity. For I hope, or at least I should, assuming my brain doesn't give out anytime soon, remember to what I am referring when I am making these grand sweeping statements. Otherwise, this entire concept ends up being ridiculous. I'm documenting things, but I'm not being specific about them, and that's very unscientific. And yet at the same time, this is a type of catharsis that I can't get in any other place because it is unscientific. It is a place that I can get release in a way that I can't really explain. And I don't have many outlets like this. This is a place where I can give everything and not be judged. Be able to say what I feel and not worry about any repercussions. This is a spot of freedom amongst a tidal wave of emotion. And yet, despite all these things that I'm saying and feeling, it seems like I'm getting nothing out, and yet it is still incredibly cathartic to say such simple things, because speaking is to make your thoughts real and concrete. This is why often speaking of your problems can be the largest part of solving them, because thinking them or writing them are useful and help you in ways, but there are also things that you can only accomplish if you are to speak them into truth. And there are certain things that will never happen if you don't speak them into truth. This is one of the powers that humanity holds in its fingers. It's the ability to make things real. The ability to take the imagined and create it. The ability to do just about anything that you want. And yet we are limited by our flimsy bodies and our stubborn emotions. So there will always be limits. We will be surpassing them consistently as time goes on, since that is simply what humanity does. We find ways to innovate, to change, to grow, to become better than what we were. And a year from now, I'm not going to be the same person I am right now. And last year, I most assuredly wasn't the same person I am now. And the year before that, I wasn't the same person as I was last year. There's been a lot of change lately. And the way that you cope with it is to get stronger, or you give in.